1 2 1 2. One two one two 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly watch list for the week of July 13th. I hope you are all doing well and ready for the trading week ahead. So before we get started, I'll just go through a few things here that we need to go through. So basically what you need to do is that make sure that you're watching it live. So click on the live button to make sure that the stream is showing at your end live so that you don't miss anything. And also, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell button so that you can get any notifications of any events coming up in the future. Okay, so without much ado, I'll get started right away here. Let's get to business and see how we plan to make money in the upcoming week. So first things first, I'll go to the economic calendar. Before then, I'll just go give a quick recap of last week's price action. So basically, what happened was that we got Nvidia. Nvidia was the first company to hit $4 trillion status. That was last week, and that's a big milestone. So what it means is that Nvidia right now is the number one, the most valuable company in the world, the first company to reach that $4 trillion status. And I believe that Nvidia still has room to go further in the years and in the years ahead. Yeah. So that made semiconductor stocks rally significantly last week, and the we got so we still have the SPY and the QQQ at all-time highs, and right now the market is at a point where it's super extended, and we shall see how things work out in this coming week here. So right now, what I'll say is that I'll go to the economic calendar to see what we have coming up this week. So the first thing I see here is that I see the on Monday there isn't anything in the economic calendar, so there's nothing that is going to move the market. And on Tuesday we have CPI. So this CPI is very the CEO of JPMorgan Bank, JB Diamond, had mentioned that he's a little bit concerned about inflation, and that's like sending some kind of shivers to the market last week. So we shall see how that plays out this week, whether inflation is still under control or whether inflation has ticked up. So right now we haven't gotten any impacts on inflation based on the tariffs yet. So the Fed is actually waiting for that data to show up in the summer. So after the summer, I believe that the Fed is going to cut interest rates in September. But for now, we shall see how things work out on Tuesday. Okay. So on Tuesday here, the expectation is the median forecast is going to be 2.7%. That's the target that the market is waiting for. That means that the median forecast is even higher than the previous one, meaning that if the value comes out at 8:30 Eastern, and that value is that number, that headline number is higher than this number here, that means that it's going to cause the market to sell, because the market is not expecting inflation to go back to 3%, right? So if it does, then it's going to cause the market to sell, and inflation concerns will be back on the drawing board again. Okay. So here, apart from that, is going to be some Fed governors are going to be speaking on the same day on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we are going to get the producer price index. So the CPI, which is consumer price index, is something that the Fed watches to make interest rate cut decisions, right? And then usually, if CPI comes in light or is positive, most likely the PPI is also going to follow the same pattern. Okay, so over here we have the core CPI for producers. They are looking for, the forecast is 0.2%, which is double of what happened the last time. And over here we're seeing that we have the beige book, which is going to be published, like that tells us about the state of the economy here and stuff, at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay, so Thursday we are going to get the jobless data. So this jobless data here, the last time we got 227, and I believe this number was a little bit on the low side. I believe that because that week was a short week. This week we are going to get like a full week, right? So the estimate is 233,000. We shall see how that pans out this week. So if we get something like 250,000 or more, that's going to have a negative impact on the market, because the market will now start getting concerned about the labor market cracking and stuff like that. So we shall see how that works out on Thursday. So the main event on Thursday, catalyst that is going to move the market, is the jobless claim numbers. And this Fed speeches here, maybe if they have some soundbite about cutting inflation early, then that can help to push things up in either to the upside or to the downside. Then the next one is consumer sentiment and housing. So consumer sentiment will be coming out at 10 a.m. on Friday. And this is also a market moving event as well for those that day trade. Okay. So now that we know the economic catalyst, let's go ahead and look at the so this week is going to be the start of earnings week. And there are a few stocks that are going to be reporting. The one that the market is going to be looking at mainly is Netflix. So Netflix is one of the mega cap stocks, and it was trading at all-time highs, but it dipped a bit in the last couple of weeks here. It has pulled back. I believe that folks are taking profit off the table before the earnings, because you don't want to hold something that is at all-time highs and heading into earnings, right? You want to make sure that you take some profit off the table. So we shall see how Netflix does, but the way Netflix has moved very high at all-time highs, I believe that even if the earnings come and it's good, because that positive earnings has already been priced in with that move. So we might get something that is, you can get very good earnings and then the stock still sells off, right? We can get that because that means that the move has already been priced into the market, right? Okay, so next item is that I'm going to be looking at, I'll go to the charts and we are going to review the main tickers that we have here. So some of the main tickers are, I'm going to go to SPY and see what's happening in SPY here. So this week supposed to be an interesting week here because everything is at all-time highs and super extended. Okay. And the market is just moving high every single day. So what needs to happen is that the market needs a healthy pullback, because it cannot continue just like, going up and up and up, right? So it has to pull back. I believe that this week could be that week where we get that pullback. We shall see how that works out this week. So right now, what I'm seeing here is that this is the chart of SPY. And SPY is actually at all-time highs. And so we have this three trend lines. So we have these three trend lines here that intersected here at this point, right? So basically we had the rally to this place and then it pushed back. So here, this meeting point is like the meeting point intersection of three trend lines. That looks like, that's what it's called, I call it like the bow tie effect. So it's difficult for SPY to break out of this intersection, right? Because it's going to be really tough for SPY to do so, in a sense that this is a triple trend line intersection. It's not just going to break it with just a small push. It needs more volume and more power to do that. So maybe if there's a positive news somewhere, it might just cause it to gap up and push up. But the way this is setting up right now, this is setting up for a sell this week. So over here I have, so what I'm going to be watching closely this week is this trend line here, this new trend line that I'm going to put here. So from here to this area, you are going to see, we are going to expect SPY to hold this trend line. Okay. So if SPY, so this is the low of the year, which is at April 7th. April 7th, if you look left, that's April 7th low of the year. And if you pull this trend line here, so here you see it touches here, the low of the year, and then you extend it to this area here, you are going to see that there is that point of intersection here. Okay, so basically what SPY needs to do is that SPY needs to find a way to hold this trend line, and then if it's able to hold this trend line, then it's going to, what's going on here? Yeah, it's going to so over here we have this trend line here. So if SPY is able to hold it, then it can push up. But from the look of things, it's looking to come down. So what my expectations for this week is that going into this week and knowing how the market is extended, what I'm thinking, I'm leaning towards, I'm leaning bearish this week as we go into the market, because everything is showing that the market needs a healthy pullback. So I will not be surprised if the SPY is trading at the 50 SMA by the end of the week. I will not be surprised. If that happens, I will not be completely surprised, right? So because here we can come down here to this 20 SMA area, and so far it has held the 20 SMA area for the longest time. That's from April 21st to now. So if it comes to the 20 SMA area and it holds, then maybe we can get a pullback, a reversal. However, if the selling pressure continues, if CPI comes and CPI is bad, then what's going to happen is that we are going to get a sell to the downside, right? Definitely, yeah, because that's going to shock the market, because the market is no longer thinking about inflation right now, because it thinks inflation has been dealt with, is no longer a problem. But if it turns out to be a problem again, then this is going to cause the market to sell off. So I will not be so if the moment this trend line is broken, let's say with a bearish engulfing candle kind of setup here, we can get this now to go to the downside in this week. Okay, so the next one I'm going to look at is QQQ. QQQ is also setting up the same way as SPY. QQQ is setting up the same way as SPY here. Let me get this to work. QQQ. QQQ is working well as SPY. Let's see how that works out as well. Okay, so this is the chart of QQQ here. I need to close this. This stuff is, get this to right up again. Just a sec. Okay, let me get this to get fired up again. Just one sec. Okay, so we are back with the charts again. Let's go back to QQQ and let's see what QQQ has for us. All right. Okay, so we have QQQ here, and QQQ is also trading at all-time highs at the moment. And what's this thing? Sorry, guys. I've opened too many things on my screen here. I need to get this to fire up. Okay, so here we go. So we have QQQ here at all-time highs. So the same thing that is happening to SPY is actually happening on QQQ as well. So basically what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look at this trend line here. I'm going to draw the trend line. Give me 1 sec. I'll get it to work here. So this trend line here, I'm going to watch the low of the year, which is at April 7th. From here to this area to the top. Okay. So let's get it to work here. Okay, so let me use this here, QQQ. So I have here QQQ. Okay. So with QQQ, what we are seeing here is that if you draw a trend line from here, from the bottom here to this area, you have this trend line. Okay. And this trend line is a critical trend line. Okay. So if you look at this, so this is the bottom of April 7th, and it touches here the June 23rd, and then you have here as July 11th. That was Friday. So if you look at this on Friday, we just broke it just a little bit, right? But we're still holding the 9 EMA here, and we shall see what's going to happen. And then the futures market is showing, the last time I checked, the futures market is red. So if that's the case, that means that the futures market is going to open below the 9 EMA, right? If it opens below the 9 EMA, that means that it can go down, and then we can aim for the 20 SMA and then the 50 later. So yeah, so the market is setting up for a sell. So watch this trend line critically this week. So if tomorrow you wake up and we are broken this trend line, you know that, okay, we have to start leaning short, right? If we can get a bounce at the 20 and fill this gap, there's a little gap here. So my target is at least for the market to come here and fill this gap here. Okay. This area here. So at least this place. So we can get that move from here to here, come to the 20 and come down to fill the gap. And then if CPI is bad and we get negative news, then we can continue to sell and come to the 50. Okay. Right. So the next one, the next ticker I have here is I have DIA. So DIA is the Dow, right? The Dow Jones Index, that's the ETF. So with the DIA, we can already see that this is setting up for a sell, okay? Because it's scaling down, right? It's scaling down. If you look at the DIA, it's scaling down. So if you look at this, you click on this here, click on the trend line. If you connect this trend line here to this, you can see that we've already got into a point where, so these two here formed a double top, and this is what so this is your high, this is what a lower high, right? So lower high is a bearish confirmation pattern, which means that if we're able to break below the 9 EMA, then we are going to go down. So the DIA is an ETF, or the Dow is an ETF where you can watch this week. If tomorrow we after pre-market we are trading below this red line, that means that we are going to get a move to the downside. Okay, so DIA, I'm looking for shorts to the downside this week. At least we can come somewhere here. Over here, we can come somewhere here. Okay, yeah. Next on the table is is Bitcoin. So let's check Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been rallying, making new all-time highs, which is fantastic for Bitcoin investors and traders. So with Bitcoin here, I'm seeing something interesting on Bitcoin chart. So if you look at this chart here and go to the weekly, let's go to the weekly to make it easier to figure out here. We go to the weekly. You are going to see that this trend line here, so this is the high of 2017. Okay, this is the high of 2017. This is the high of 2021, the first high of 2021, the second high of 2021, like at the double top, more or less. And then it came back here to the high of 2024, right? But we got a breakout. So you got a breakout here. So here we broke this trend line. So what I expect to see is that if the general market, like the stock market, is weak for any reason because of inflation or something like that, what we are going to see is that we're going to see, like usually when you break in technical analysis, when you break a trend line, a major trend line, it doesn't just go and take off and off to the races, right? It always does this. It always does this. They'll go up, and then what does it do? It can pull back and come and retest this trend line, right? So if this trend line is strong, because this trend line previously was acting as what? Resistance. So if it's strong, then it's going to act as support, right? So here, breaking this trend line is like the crime, right? And coming back down is back to the scene of the crime, right? So that's what it's going to do. So at least if the market is showing some weakness, like the general market, stock market, then those that are holding things like Bitcoin and stuff, once the Nasdaq starts selling off, we can see a sell in Bitcoin, and then from there we can take over and push up. Okay, so yeah, so Bitcoin is still rallying, so Bitcoin is strong. I believe that it's still going to continue until we get some negative news in the stock market, and it's going to get it to pull back. Okay, so those in crypto, I was going through some crypto stickers, and I saw something interesting. I saw Solana here. I'm going to share it here so that you guys can, like the crypto traders, can check it out. Yeah, this one is with Coinbase. So Solana, let me go to the daily chart. So I spotted a pattern recognition here with Solana, right? Solana is a type of crypto. I think is it number 3 ranking in the crypto? I have to double check, right? So here we have Solana. Solana has been trading below. This is the 200. The yellow line is the 200. Every time it came to the 200, it always came down, right? So I believe that this time we are going to get, with Bitcoin up, once Bitcoin start pulling back, you are going to get the altcoins pushing up, right? So I believe that this will eventually break out. Oh, right, it's going to break out. So don't be surprised if you see Solana at maybe $200 or something sometime soon, because this here is setting up. So again, this 200 SMA level has acted as resistance here. So it touches the first time, no break. Second time, no break. Third time is here. So wait, this is acting as resistance, and with in technical analysis, with resistance level, the more you touch it, you crack it several times, at some point it's going to break, and it's just like you're hammering a brick wall. You hit it once, you can't break it, but the more you hit it several times, it's going to weaken it and it's going to push up. So I believe that Solana is going to be something that can push up in the next couple of days here, and you see that happen. So that's for the crypto guys. So let's go back to the stocks, the stock market. Okay, so let's check the other one. Let's check I've checked Bitcoin already. Let's check the individual stocks. So the first stock on my radar here is I'm going to go through the longs, and then from there I'm going to go through this the shorts as well. So I have this here. This is Oklo, right? So Oklo is a nuclear in the nuclear industry, nuclear energy. So Oklo, what I see here is like interesting. So I'm seeing I'm seeing something like this. I'm seeing here, this was a wedge pattern. This was a wedge pattern here, and this wedge pattern has been broken down, and it broke above and it's pushing up. Okay, so look at this wedge pattern here. It did that on Monday or so, but I couldn't break it, and it's consolidating. Also, when you look at it again, you can see something like a, let me see here where I can find the right tool to draw this. If I can find the right tool to draw this. Where's the circles and things? Okay, let me check here. I think I'll find it here. Just one sec. Okay, so here I see something looking like oh, it's not what I'm looking for. I see something looking like a head and shoulders, right? This your head, this your left shoulder, and this looks like a right shoulder. And if you look at this looking like this looks like a bear flag, right? So it could do two things. It could go up or it could go down. Whichever way is going to do one thing or the other. So depending on how the market is, we can see if this is going to go up or it's going to go down, right? So this is your flag here. So this goes down and then it consolidates here, and then if it's not able to hold, then it's going to break to the downside. Break to the downside like this, right? Break to the downside. So that's what I'm seeing here for Oklo. It could also rally to the upside. So depending on where it goes, depending on where it goes, we can figure out what happens there, and we can trade it accordingly, right? So over here, I'm seeing that Oklo is going to do two things. It's either going to break to the downside, or it's going to curl up and go and retouch this area, go back to this size, right? So it's two things. So we shall see where it opens up tomorrow, and we will trade it accordingly, right? Yeah. And another stock in the same industry as Oklo is SMR. It's like NMR. Sounds like NMR. So here, so SMR is new scale power company, right? So here, this one here it has a similar pattern as Oklo, right? So what I would like to see here is that it's two things. If we can break this area, see this area here. So if tomorrow, for any reason, we gap up above this and above this level, this stock can now push up, right? Because it's going to break out and push up, and then it can come here, first profit target, second profit target, and third profit target, right? So that's one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching tomorrow to see how things work out. Another one on my radar as well is Reddit. Reddit is also a stock that has a similar pattern here. So if you look at Reddit, we have this pullback to the 20. So if it holds here, if it holds this pullback, then it can work towards pushing up to the upside. So here you have this level here, and then you have this one here. This is the high, right? So basically what we are seeing here is that if this is able to, let me go to the weekly and see what's happening there on the weekly. Okay. All right. So this is the weekly chart here. So it came back down to this zone and it's looking to reverse. So as long as it holds the 20 and puts in a green candle, this can push up. If not, it's going to come down and try to fill the gap over here. Next one I'm looking at is Tesla. So Tesla has not had a good last couple of weeks and months, but I think that at some point it's going to catch a bit. Okay, at some point Tesla is going to catch a bit, and then it's going to do what it does best. Okay, So right now, this is what I see about Tesla. So I trade the technicals. I don't care about the news about what Elon Musk is doing with Trump and things. All those things doesn't matter to me, right? I can know it, but it doesn't really. I don't really care about that. What I care about is that what is the chart telling me, right? So if you look at this, draw this wedge pattern here. Okay, so we have Tesla trading here, and I have this level here as well. Tesla needs to find a way to. Friday's candle was an encouraging candle for the bulls. So Tesla needs to continue this one with another green candle, right? And then once it comes here, we can now get the breakout. So this week, if Tesla is able to at least trade above the 9 EMA here, this still blue line, then we can get Tesla to push to this area at least, right? 350 or whatever. It can do that. It can do that. When Tesla starts moving, it's just unstoppable, right? So I'm going to be watching Tesla closely to see what it does here, if it's able to trade above this level here tomorrow. So if it's trading above this level, then we can look to go long and we can target the next profit targets, which is going to be this. And then over here as well. Okay, so Tesla is still not done yet. It's not out of the woods yet. It still can sell off, but I like this candle here. This candle from Friday is an encouraging candle, meaning that there's still buyers who like this stock and they want to push it up. So I will not be surprised if Tesla moves. And Tesla is one of the stocks that can trade divergent to the market, right? The market can be red one day and Tesla could be green. It could do its own thing, right? So yeah. Next one I'm watching as well is, we took this, we have a swing trade on this in the mastermind group. We have Amazon. So Amazon has been struggling to break a key level. Okay. And hopefully the Amazon Prime Day data will come out and is going to be a good one for the company. So here, this level here, this 223 area, it has been struggling to break it, and finally on Friday it broke it. So now we need to see if Amazon can continue the momentum and go, or it will just come down and then retest the go back down. So we shall see how that plays out. But as long as it's able to clear this zone, 225, 226, Amazon can push up and now can push up to this area, because there's a gap fill here that this can come to. And if it's able to come there, then it's going to fill the gap. But if the market is bearish and market is selling off, Amazon will not go anywhere. It's just going to sell, right? Okay. So now that I'm done with the longs that I'm looking at, let me go to the shorts. So the shorts, the one I have on my radar here is that IBM. So IBM, we traded it nicely in the mastermind group, like we captured the short on it. So those that are in the mastermind group, I alerted IBM like 2 weeks ago. I told you guys that IBM was ready, was looking to sell. Here we are. Look at IBM. IBM is now like it's trading below the 20, which is a big deal. Okay, so if you look at it, why did I call this as a short? So here it is. So we had here an upsloping trend line that touched three key resistance areas. 1, 2, 3, right? And then when it got here, it put in, this is like it's curling down, right? When it got here, put in like a triple top, right? A triple top, meaning this is like a bearish confirmation pattern to the downside. So what I expect IBM to do if the market continues to be weak, if the market is weak this week, is that definitely a stock like IBM will sell, because if the general market is weak and this was weak already, expect this to go down. And the first profit target to go, if you're buying puts or going short on this, first profit target I would like to see here in this area here, 276. And then the next one is going to be here, which is 268, or at least if it comes to the 50, it can hold the 50 and then bounce from there. So IBM is still showing ability to go down further this week. Okay. Next one I have is CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike is in the cyber industry, cyber computing industry. WRD RWD maybe. I don't trade this stock that often, so I don't even know the ticker symbol. So here, this is an interesting one because this is telling us that there's still more downside to this. Okay, this is still more down. So again, this upsloping trend line. Again, the same stuff, upsloping trend line. You could just focus on this one here, upsloping trend line. And what we saw here was that we saw that what's it called? CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike came here. It hit this trend line and then it reversed. And then what did he put on here? It put here those that have taken our courses, you know, this is called a move this up. This is called a bearish engulfing candle, and this is not just your regular bearish engulfing candle. It's a specific type of bearish engulfing candle. It's called the clearing bearish engulfing candle here, this candle here. So because it's engulfing 5 days or more of price action. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. There are a whole bunch of them, right? So anytime you have this kind of clearing bearish engulfing candle, you know that you have 90% follow through rate, right? So in this case, 90% follow through rate to the downside. That's why on Friday, what did you get? Guess what? You got follow through to the downside. So here, what I'm expecting is that I expect this to continue selling if the market is weak. As long as the Nasdaq is weak and is selling off, CrowdStrike is also going to sell off. It cannot hold because it's already showing weakness here, and we can come and trade somewhere here. At least it's going to come here at minimum here. And then if the sell-off intensifies, there's also another level here, this area. So it's going to come to the 50 and at this level. And then from there, once we break this key level, it can open the floodgates to go down. But for now, this looks like it's setting up in a continuing bearish downtrend move. We shall see how that works out in the morning or how it works out during the week. All right. So next one I have here is Robinhood. Hood is also setting up to go down, and we'll see how that works. So if you look at Hood, we have this rising parallel channel here, and it's a very interesting one. It hit the bottom here, it hit up and reversed, it pushed up and it went up again, and we got to this top point, right? So now basically what we're having here is that we are at the top of this channel. So we shall see how this works out tomorrow. I believe that with Bitcoin being up, it's going to benefit Robinhood, and Robinhood might be trading at the top of this channel. If it does that and the market switches to be bearish, we are going to start pushing back down again, similar to what we saw here. And then it's going to bring it back down to at least the 20 or so. We shall see how that works out this week. The next item I have here is I do have another one I have is Meta platforms. So Meta is at a double top. Okay, Meta is a double top here. Let's draw the line. Meta is at double top here. So Meta is at double top. So here we have one top, two tops, and then this is a confirmation candle here, confirmation pattern. So this is your high, this is your lower high. So it means that this confirmation pattern to the downside. If you look at this, Meta has held this Apple line since April 30th, and it hasn't broken it. So if we break it, it's going to be the first time that it's breaking the 20. And then if it does, then we have room to come to all the way to the 50. But then the general market has to show weakness. So here, Meta is also on the chopping block for a short this week if the market shows weakness. So here, this could be an ultimate target. If it comes here, that's going to be a beautiful, beautiful trade. Okay. All right. So next one I have is the Palantir. Palantir is a stock that everyone likes, right? A lot of retail follow this stock. So Palantir, if you look at this parallel channel, it's coming to. So here, those that are in our mastermind group, we shorted Palantir here at this point here. So on on Wednesday, June 25th, I sent out a swing trade alert where we were looking to get Palantir 140 puts. So we were able to capture these puts. This gave like almost 600% or 700% returns. It was really, really nice trade. So right now, what I see here is that this is your flagpole, okay? And this here is called what? This is a bear flag, okay? This is a bear flag. So here, I'll not be surprised if I see Palantir just go and then sell, at least come to the 50 first, and then come to somewhere here to this midline of the channel. So Palantir could sell this week, or you could just push up just a little bit to this top here, put in a double top, and then you can sell. So Palantir is a stock that I'm going to be watching as well to the downside. Okay. Next one I have here is I have Coinbase. So Coinbase, on Friday, Bitcoin was going up, but Coinbase did not really participate in the move. So which tells me that maybe the buyers are tired and they want to take a break. However, Bitcoin is up right now. That means that Coinbase could have some room to push up again. But here, again, this is an upsloping trend line, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. This stuff here is due for a pullback, right? So what's going to happen is that the slightest weakness in the general market will cause these stocks to sell because they are too extended to the upside. And that is where, as a trader, you can go and capitalize on it and make profits, right? So these are the stocks that I'm going to be looking at and watching closely this week. And yeah, so and I'm going to share some other information here about other things that we are looking at. So last week we launched our alert service for those that, like, if you're working 9 to 5 and you want to make consistent income from the stock market as a passive income, this service is the service for you, right? So basically what I do is that every week I pick my top 3 tickers, right, which I think have the highest probability. And then what I do is that I share that with the subscribers, and then the subscribers have to, what they do is that they take those trades and profit from it. So basically on Sunday night, like Sunday like this, I've already posted a video for the week of the tickets that I think are high probability tickets for the week that has the high probability and likelihood to work out in terms of whether it could be a long or it could be a short, right? So basically this service here, we provide real-time alerts. So on Sunday night, we give you the trade plan in advance. And then what you do is that you go through it, write your notes, set your alerts and stuff on your phone. And then when I take the trade, when I use my money to take the trade, I alert it as well to members. Members know when I've entered the trade, whether I'm selling, whether I'm still holding, all that kind of good stuff, right? So last week was a very fantastic week for the subscribers. So we had one of our top tickets was Unity. So Unity software, I'll show you what we did with Unity software here. I'll go to the the chart here and show you what we did with Unity. So Unity, coming into the week on Sunday last week, what we did was that I saw Unity was ready. Like I had a trend line. So here, this was it here. Let me see if my TC2000 is back up. Let me just try that one because I have everything on it. Just one sec here. TC2000 here. TC2000. Let me just fire up my TC2000 here and use that one. Yeah. What's going on with this? It's taking it some time. Okay, is up. Let's see if this thing is going to allow me. I don't know why the TC2000 is a little bit slow today. So let's check Unity software. Unity software and stuff like that is really, it still has room to push, right? Okay, so this is my chart here. This is the same chart that I gave to members on Sunday last week. And I was saying that, hey, if we break this trend line, so this was so first of all, what I was looking at was very simple for Unity, right? Oh, why is this thing switching on me here? Just one sec. I don't know why this, okay, just one sec here. I have too many things open. All right, so let's get this to work now. So Unity, software, just one sec. Technical issues. Okay, so let's go back to Unity and do this fast. All right, so let's check out the daily chart here. So yeah, so here is Unity. So Unity, it still has room to go. So tomorrow we can still trade it. We can still trade it like the day traders. You can still trade it. Unity is still showing strength. So basically, what we're looking for is that this was it was trading here. That was the Friday of that week. Unity was trading here, and I mentioned that this stock on the monthly time frame, it was consolidating for several months and it's ready to break out. So we capitalized on that move on Monday morning. And Monday morning, the stock was also consolidating at pre-market. So basically, it was just a right time to attack it. And then this gave us a big move to the upside to $30 target. That was where we're targeting. And then it pulled back from there. So from there, this is now has what this like a bull flag. You have the flag. This is your flagpole. And this is your flag. So tomorrow, if Unity breaks out of this upper channel of the flag, we can get a move to the upside. So this year produced a very nice return of 105%. And then next one that we traded as well in the community was for subscribers was Soundhound. So Soundhound was also a nice trade. Was also a nice breakout to the upside. So you have Soundhound here. Okay, so let's check out the chart for Soundhound. So Soundhound, what I was looking at for Soundhound was I was looking for Soundhound to break this yellow trend line here. So on Monday, we're not getting on Monday, we got in on a Tuesday. So on Monday, on Tuesday, we got in the morning, and then we captured this trade, right? This candle here, we captured this one to this area. This was a resistance area where we're looking at to sell. And that produced a 500% return on investment. So basically, you put in $1,000, you made $5,000 from this trade, right? So these are the type of high probability trades that the service provides. And if you're a member, you can be getting this on your cell phone. You can be getting it texted to you, emailed to you, so that you can execute at your own time, right? And you don't have to be staring at the charts every day. So I do the research, I send it to you, and then you can take the trade. So this another trade that we took this from the general community. This was IBM. In the trade plan, I talked about how we shorted IBM. So that's one of the trades here with IBM. So here, these are the type of trades that if you're a subscriber to the Rich Alerts, you are going to get these things on a weekly basis. And this week, I've already posted the 3 top tickets of the week. I can't wait for the market to open on Monday, so that we can capitalize on these moves and print from it, right? So I'll show you something. I'll show you something here on the side. Where is this stuff? Yeah. So here, so this service here, it's very, very affordable. So the price of the service is 47 USD per month. It's very, very affordable. Like this, like, you know, going to buy those in Canada, going to Tim Hortons or whatever, you can, or Subway, you can get something for that amount, right? By the time you buy 2 meals, that's $47, right? So here, this is a monthly service, and those that sign up and use the service last week, most of them already made their yearly subscription already. So this is a no-brainer, right? So basically right now, what they're doing is that they have this for like free of charge. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link here, and then those that are interested can sign up right away here. I've already posted the top tickets for the week, and I can't wait for the market to open on Monday so that we can capitalize on it. And then once I take those trades, I let you know. I send it to the members of the subscribers. Everybody knows. And then at the end of the week, I say, hey guys, this is the positions I'm still holding. This is the one I sold. I make that. I let people know I'm adding to the position. I'm exiting. I'm doing this. Everybody can follow. And then if you are already a trader, you can do this yourself. You don't even need to wait for me when I send you the videos and the information. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in the chat here on YouTube, and those that are online, you can look into it, and then you can sign up. And an easy way to find it on our website is you go to our website is tradingrich.com. I'll show you how to get there. Trading Rich is easy to remember. So you go to tradingrich.com here. You come here to courses. You click on courses. So tradingrich.com, click on courses. And then when you come here, you're going to see weekly alert service. So you click on it, follow the prompts, you can make a payment. So if you are anybody in this live stream, I'm giving you guys a special promo, right? Promotional offer. And this promotional offer expires by midnight, right? So that is RIC Rich 30, all caps. So I posted in the YouTube chat here, Rich 30, all caps. If you are looking to make some passive income in the markets, where I do all the research. So I do the research, both fundamental and technical. I do a video. I let you know what the trade is about and why is a good trade. I break down everything. So it's not like you are getting random information from anywhere. You already know the tickets going into the week, and then once it triggers, boom, I alert it, and then we all take it and make money from it, right? Yeah. So that is the weekly alert service. This is for those that are working 9 to 5 who don't have time to trade and stuff. So you can, execute these trades on your mobile phone while you're at lunchtime, or execute them while you're at coffee break or something, while you're on a bus or something like that to work. Or if you are carpooling with somebody and you are not the driver, you can take the trade as well with no issues, right? And then once I exit, because I'm watching the charts, I'll tell you that, hey, this stock is here, is at this profit target. I'm taking profit here, I'm selling here, I'm exiting here, it hit my stop loss, those kinds of things, right? Yeah. And then the next service that we have here, which we are going to launch, which is going on launch this week, is going to be live trading. So this is for individuals. So before then, I'll just go to the rich alerts here. So rich alerts, basically you have two options, right? You have the $47 per month. You can do a monthly subscription, and if you use the promo code all caps rich 30, you are going to get 20% off on this subscription, which makes it a little bit, makes it cheaper. I think it's $37 or something, right? Which is a no-brainer, right? Because you are getting quality information, high probability trades. And so far, we crunched the numbers on our alert service, and the success rate is more than 90%, right? So it is something that, so as traders, what we look at is that we're putting the probabilities in our favor. We cannot win all the time, but what we are looking for is that to make sure that we stack the probabilities in our favor. And then once we have that, we can execute and make sure that we follow our trade plan. And if the trade does not work, we exit for a minimal loss. But if the trade works out, we want to make our wins bigger, right? That's the thing. So here, with the annual one is actually the best deal, because with the annual one, you get 2 months free, right? 2 months is free of charge. So you're only paying for 10 months. And then with the 20% off, you are getting additional discount. So this is going to come to, so if you get all that discount, it's going to come to like very, very low, right? Very, very low price. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to the next service. So the next service is the day trading. So anybody that is looking to day trade, who is a day trader who trades options and futures, this is the service for you. So here I'm going to be trading with you live every day, every morning on screen share. We are going to trade on Zoom, over Zoom, and at 9 a.m. Eastern, we are going to go through the trade plan. Sometimes you are going to start a little bit early. So for the futures guys, we are going to start early. We can start as early as 8 a.m. Eastern to start putting together the game plan for the futures trade. So we can trade the futures in the morning before even the main market opens. So for futures trading, we are going to start at 8 a.m. Eastern. We go through the trade plan, we execute on the trades before even the stock market opens. So if the stock market opens and there's still ability to trade as well, anything that we see, we can trade that, or we can join the options guys and trade options with them. So regardless of what you're trading, whether you're trading for to pass a prop firm challenge to get a payout, or trading your own futures account, or trading options account, there's something for everybody here. So what's the deal in this? So over here, you get 5 days a week. We are trading like options and futures together. Sunday, you join the weekly watch list like this. And then basically what we do is that daily, I'm going to provide like a game plan at 9 a.m. Eastern. For the futures guys, we are going to start early. We are going to start around 8 a.m. or 8:30 thereabout to go through the game plan. And then once we get a game plan, we're going to be ready to execute. And then every night I'm going to post a trade recap for the members as well. Okay. So here, this is also very affordable. So the price is $97 USD. And with the same promo code that I provided, you can get this for 20% off today if you act before midnight Mountain Time. That's the next 5 hours. If you execute on it, you can get the discount. And then here you have here as the yearly package, which is $970. You are going to get 2 months free. The last 2 months free. You are just paying for 10 months. So here's the link. And you can always get the link from our website. It's easy to find. So let me post it here in the chat. and then you guys can check it out, and I'll show you how to get through it easily. So here, basically what it is that you go to the homepage. You go to your homepage. You go to the homepage, so this is tradingrate.com. And basically what you do is that you click on courses, right? When you click on courses, you are going to see the various courses. So over here, we have here, this is the swing trading service. This is our alert service. And then this is the live trading options and futures. You can click on it and follow the prompts and take action. Okay. So that's about it for tonight. If there are any questions, feel free to post your questions here on the chat. I'll be happy to respond to them. I'll be happy to respond to your questions. So post the questions there. I would respond to it right away. So I'm looking forward to this week. I'll be really surprised if the market continues pushing up this week again. We shall see. I think the market has come to a point where it needs to cool off, which is good, which is healthy for the market. It needs to cool off. Pull back. It's going to pull back. We are going to get a pullback. At least 2%, 3% pullback in the general market. That's healthy, and then you can now go back up again, make new all-time highs. Okay. So I guess I don't see any questions here. I think that we are good to go. Any questions? But if there are no questions, then thank you very much for coming to the live stream here. Please make sure to subscribe. I see 16 people watching. We need to get the numbers up for the subscription, and then also set the alarm bell, like put the alerts so that you can get notifications on everything that we do in terms of master classes and free live streaming services. Okay, so make sure you subscribe. It's very important to help us increase our numbers, so that you can get notified of any new events. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. We'll reconvene again on Sunday night. And those that are in the mastermind group and in the different services, we are going to chat tomorrow and execute on the trade plans. All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.